Good morning, it's MJ, the creator of the Crow Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me this beautiful Monday morning. It is July 1st, and this is the general reading for the collective, and I'm here with my beautiful daughter who is on break.
Hi.
And we're going to do the Crow reading for you this morning, and this is it's an expanded reading than what I normally do for the daily collective. It's an 8-card reading. If you book this reading with me, however, what you're going to see today is just an abbreviated version of that. The booked readings go far more into detail. There's 24 cards, and we unpack all of the energy for each area. So anyway, let's get started since we are kind of getting a late start this morning. And the way this is going to work is I'm going to put down each of the cards in their positions. I'll just tell you what the positions are, and then we'll unpack all the history, the stories, the advice that the crows bring back, okay? Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, Rev. Okay, so the first card we have, this is at the heart of our situation. So this is energy that's coming through us. This is that energy that is being pulled to the surface. And it's being pulled there by the energy that is swirling around. So if you think about all this energy that's around us right now, this is the dominant energy. We all have different energies around us, but this is the one that is surrounding the collective at this time. We have the Queen of Cups. Okay. I feel like, didn't we see her earlier this week or last week?
No, I don't think so.
You really? Were you paying attention to the readings, Ryan?
Maybe.
No. Okay. I think you were in school last week.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next card we're going to pull is the energy that lives within us. It comes up sometimes when we don't want it to. Sometimes we call upon it when we need that extra bit of strength. We don't realize that we're calling upon it. It is that part of us that is linked to our hopes and fears. So here we have the Six of Wands. And so that is connected to this energy here. And we'll see how this plays out. Okay. Oops. So here we have the Empress, and these two are connected in that this energy, this hopes and fears, this is living in your mind. This is what you're telling yourself. This is what you project outward. When you speak your words, right? And then this is what comes out of that. That's the action. That is what you demonstrate. You know how people have, like, they may say one thing and then their words sort of contradict what they're saying. But in here, that's not the case. This is where you're consistent. The next energy you have is your grounding energy. And this is where, if you think about when you're going through a difficult time, or just this is your root chakra. This is where you can feel really connected to the planet and all of its inhabitants. Or this may be if you're disconnected, if you're out of balance. So here we have the Three. Can you see that? Is that the Three of Wands? Okay. The next energy we have is the lesson from the past. What energy can you draw on from the past? Some of us have a longer past than others, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what lesson can you draw upon that will help serve your current situation or help ease a situation? Next, we have the external influence, and this is that bad or good house guest. You never know. This could be that, it's that person who shows up in your life that may cause complete disruption, or they may end up becoming your new best friend. You never know who will enter. I refer to this card as that uninvited party guest. And the next card we have is the general advice, when the crows fly through the veil, this is what they're seeing, and this is what they're bringing back to help perhaps find a new perspective or see your situation in a different way. We have the Knight of Swords. Okay, so let's get going on this, shall we? So here we have at the center this Ace of Swords, meaning that you're probably feeling very empowered at this time. You're feeling invincible. There's this energy of breaking through barriers, of connecting with others in a way that you can really feel what they want from you, that you can really understand and on a deeper level how you interact with people or how your input impacts others. So you're at this place of really feeling in control, of breaking through barriers, and on top of that, you're very intuitive. This energy right now that's supporting you is calling on you to tap into that intuition, so that if there is a barrier that's blocking you, you're going to be able to overcome it. This is a time for you to work with others for a goal that that you are passionate about. This is something that you want to get through. Like this, when you think about that Ace of Swords energy, breaking through a mountain and overcoming something that may have seemed just impossible, something that was so hard and rigid, and now all of a sudden you just broke through it. And so here the clouds are parting, there's a victory wreath, and that is that energy that you're bringing to the surface. You're creating this energy, and you're getting help and support from the Queen of Cups right now, who's going to help you tap into your intuition. This is a time for you to really let that feeling of victory. Again, we have these two laurel wreaths here. So the surface, what's coming to the surface is the Ace of Swords, but what's also helping you at this time is this desire to help others. And this goes to the Queen of Cups as well. This desire to help others, but also to move into the spotlight, to be somebody who is, on top, who is worthy of praise and admiration. This is a time for you to really own this. So if you think about these three cards, how they play together, it's like this is your intuition helping you break through whatever this barrier is that you have going on. If it's something in your career, if this is something where you are working towards a goal and you're feeling like, oh, I just can't break through it, I just can't get over this hurdle. The call is, check in with your intuition, because this energy right now is present and it's there for you. This is a resource for you. When you do that, here this energy of the Six of Wands is present and it's coming up as well. So this is it's like that part of your subconscious. This is your how people have fight or flight. So this is going to be kind of like that fight where you're like, I can do this. I'm going to be victorious. I'm going to help people. I'm going to not only help people, but I'm going to also advance my position, and I'm going to feel really good about it because I'm connected and I'm thinking about other people. I'm putting the needs of other people in the mix here. This isn't just about you, right? You may be alone here, but you're not. The Empress is the hopes and fears. And this is that energy of bringing something into this world, of being a creator, right? So this is where you really want to build on something. You want to create something that's new that other people can benefit from, where you can, nourish the hearts and minds of others. And that is your hope. And right now you're being supported wholeheartedly in this. If there's any fear, is that you're going to fall short on it. This overwhelmingly, the core of this crow is in such a positive place. Like if you think about the body of this bird, right? The tail is the Three of Wands, and this is your root. This is your that optimism that lives within you, that is like, no matter how hard things get, no matter how difficult life becomes, you have this just eternal optimism that is just, you know, that is your peace place. That is that place where you go, you know what, no matter what happens, you've got it, right? And it's not, again, when I say optimism, I've said this before, optimism should not be misconstrued as being weak or blind or Pollyanna-ish. This is where you take control of your life and you're like, yeah, I've got this. There's nothing I can't handle because I'm powerful and I have, you know, I have all of this core strength within me, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. You have all this power within. And so if there is a new beginning here, you're somebody who's just like, I've got it, right? And you're also, you also have this ability to know when things aren't working any longer. So you have this, that's a strength for people, you know, to know when it's time to say, it's time to move on. That's really important. So you have that there's like passion here, and you're being guided, and you probably feel that you're being guided, by the way. You probably have that, like, you know, if you feel that internal compass, you know, where you're just like, oh, I should go in this direction, you know, and you're listening to your intuition here. So the lesson from the past we have is a time when you needed strength. This may have been a time that tested your resolve. You may have lost your job. You may have realized that your bank account was like negative $800 and you had a bill to pay, and you know, you had to muster up that energy so that you could keep it together and push through and figure out a solution. So think about a time in your life when you really were stuck. I mean, like when you really thought like, man, you know, life pretty much sucks, and where you persevered, where you had that grit. So this is going to be a lesson that you're going to require, because I'm looking ahead at the external influence. And if we see here, we have the Five of Pentacles here. This is a tale of two crows, two sets of crows. There are two stories here. And so we have the first crow, and this is the crows that recognize their resources, that admit when it's okay to ask for help, who see themselves as part of a community, and they seek shelter. Then we have the crows that are like, you know what, I've got this, I'm on my own, I don't need anybody's help, I'm just gonna hunker down, make it through this storm, and I'm just gonna persevere because I've got all this grit and tenacity, and I'm really super tough, so I'm just gonna go through it. This, whatever this is, it's going to test you here. It's going to test you which way do you go? Do you find the support and comfort with others? Do you use your resources to perhaps you know, temper this law, because this is probably, you know, this may be a setback, right? How do you respond to it? How are you going to handle the setback? Or are you going to push through and perhaps accept some losses and make it through the storm? This, again, being an external influence, may be somebody who comes in and is just questioning all of this. And this person may have you looking at your life in a different way. And that way you may have to say, well, how do I see myself? Do I see myself as somebody who is, you know, surviving and thriving? Or am I just somebody who is just doing my best to survive, right? The message that the crows bring back is that be careful of pushing away other people who you may need in the future. Be careful of rushing ahead with an idea without thinking about others. And that may, you know, it's like, with the Queen of Cups here and the Empress, it's like, I feel like that's almost like a safety net. This energy may come to you where you may feel this this desire to kind of just push ahead blindly, you know, because you see it as like an end, or you may see it as like a solution that will get you out of a sticky wicket, you know. But the call is to tap into your intuition, because you may go through, you may push through, and in doing so you may discount others who may offer valuable information in your haste. I mean, this is like, you are moving forward. There's no doubt about it. You're going forward. You're moving ahead, and you're moving ahead at a great speed. But the call is to just tap in here. Let this energy of the Queen of Cups that's around you right now protect you sometimes from yourself. Don't get in your own way by pushing away others who may, in the end, be the ones that will help you. So I'm going to wrap this up here. So we'll just do a quick just summary of what we have going on. And that is, at the heart right now, the energy that's being pulled forward out of you, like when you think about like what's like how you're feeling towards a situation, is that of being unstoppable, of breaking through barriers, of being able to take care of any hurdle or go over any hurdle with ease. You know, this is you using your mind and your cleverness to break free of a situation that maybe, you know, it may have, you know, restricted your movement or kept you in one place, but you're ready to shatter that. The Queen of Cups is this energy that is all around each and every single one of us right now. And that is your intuition, and that is finding peace and being somebody who brings people together, because you're using your empathy, using your genuine desire to help others. You know, this is where you're connected to the world on not just like a material like way where I see you, you know, it's like I can hold your hand, you know, I see, we interact. This is where you connect with people on a deeper, more emotional level, where you know how people feel, where you can sense their emotions towards you as well. And as a result of that, you're better equipped to help other people. You know, you're better equipped to become that referee if you're the one that's, you know, at the, you know, on the sidelines and you're watching a disagreement. You can help bring people together. Here you have the Six of Wands, and this is that energy of you that comes through you, whether you like it or not. You know, this is like, and this is a good energy to have. If you're going to have something that's going to manifest out of you, that's part of your subconscious, this energy of being a champion and being a champion for others, not just for yourself, but for others. And that person who really does desire to be in the spotlight, but not just for themselves, but because they really are passionate about a cause, something that they can help other people with. This Empress, which is in the hopes and fears area, again, she is someone who is about, you know, she's about bringing things to life and creating beauty in the world. So if that is your hope, what's coming out of you, whether you're intentionally doing it or not, is the, you know, actions and ideas, and you're coming up with new creative ways to move yourself into this position of being admired and being recognized for your efforts. So again, you may not even be aware that the actions and ideas that you're taking at this moment are linked to this desire to create something of beauty in this world. Here you have the Three of Wands as you're grounding your root energy. And this is where, if you really connect with feeling in control of your journey, feeling guided, you know, checking in with the signs, feeling that you have the strength and the stamina, and again, that it goes down to that fire in the belly, you know, and ideas on how to get there, that you're confident in who you are and you feel optimistic that you can handle anything, and that's your grounding energy. So go to that place when you feel out of balance. Find a way to meditate on removing any sort of negativity, and really search out ways to increase your optimism, because you have the strength within you. Again, moving to strength here as the lesson from the past, draw upon that time when you had to really muster up some grace, when things were difficult and you persevered. Think about that. How did you move from this time into a better time? What lessons can you draw from this? There is an external influence happening here, which may cause you to have to choose a path where you're either going to go it alone, or you're going to have to look at your resources from a different way. Like, see your situation perhaps, as an opportunity to connect with other people in your community. Again, it's not going to be anything devastating. What it is going to do is it's going to have you reconsider your place in this material world. The Knight of Swords. Oh, Layla, you don't like that either? I know, the Five of Pentacles, I don't think anybody's a real big fan of it, but I do think there's a value to this card. So thank you, Layla. In that it really does help us figure out what our values are. It helps us determine, what's important to us. Yes, the material world is very important, right? I mean, we all want to eat, live, survive. But it goes much deeper than that. And actually, this is one of my favorite cards because of that message. It's like, how do you see your world? Do you see your world as a place that's cold and where you're trudging through it and you're making perhaps life a bit more difficult by your attitude, to say it bluntly? Or are you looking for the beauty in the world regardless of where you are on the material plane? So that's, something is going to have you look at your position, and it's going to have you evaluate that. The Knight of Swords comes up from as the advice, and again, we had this earlier in the week, or last week. This is that you're not an island, right? And it's not always your way or the highway, and you may need the help of others later on down the road. So bring people into the fold. Use your empathy here to connect with people. Don't push them away because they don't like your idea. Instead, figure out ways where you can listen to them, still move forward at a quick pace, but don't discount those that you may need later on down the road. So anyway, I think I just said that twice. I think it's time for coffee. All right, now. And this is the crow spread. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope this makes sense. And I'm going to go get my child off to a task while I get back to work. So much love to you. Peace. And I will check in with you tomorrow. Bye.